Montagnac trying to escape the grip of this Neanderthal. He might go, he's out! Oh my goodness!
German MMA fighter Frederic Vosgrone has been in the spotlight lately because, well, look at him. But aesthetics aren't all that's drawing eyes. He's also, would you believe, a wicked sharp grappler. One making his transition to the sport of mixed martial arts. Sitting at 4-0 as a recent signee to Oktagon MMA, Vosgrone has made quick work of his opposition in a string of dominant submissions. Let's go through each of these performances, one by one, and see what we can learn. Before we answer the bell to the rest of the video, I want to talk about today's sponsor, you. The sport's greatest champions need rock-solid support to get to the next level, and we're no different. That's why we've launched the Modern Martial Artist Patreon with 4 tiers: Sparring Partner, Fighter, Champion, and Legend. Because, with your help, the channel can tackle bigger and better projects as we go from a respected champ to the top of the pound-for-pound list. But what if you sign up right now? I'm happy you asked. For all patrons at the Fighter tier and above, the team has been putting in some extra road work to bring you 3 patron-exclusive videos each and every month. This month's batch covers UFC lightweight GOAT Khabib Nurmagomedov, the lineal MMA heavyweight champion, the Predator Francis Ngannou, and the incredible first meeting between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. But it's not over yet. There's something for patrons at every tier. But I'll mention the highlights. Monthly polls about which fighters to cover, bi-monthly live chats, an exclusive community, end roll shoutouts, and much, much more. Of course, every view, like, and share is instrumental in helping the channel, and the team is extremely grateful. But if you like what we do and want to see even more, sign up for the Modern Martial Artist Patreon today. So it's pretty obvious off the bat that Vosgrone has no interest in striking. He uses it sparingly on the ground, and really only as a way to advance position. On the feet, it's entirely to set up takedowns. A couple of punches to raise his opponent's hands before diving in on the legs. For takedowns, Vosgrone favors a single out in the open, but his opponent here defended with a sprawl, keeping his legs well behind his hips. Vosgrone switched his approach and showed us that at the very least, he understands the basics of wrestling in MMA, the cage double. For about half of the opening round, his opponent was forced to defend the relentless pressure of Vosgrone as he switched between single and double legs on the cage. Eventually though, the opponent messed up. Vosgrone sat up to hit his man, and in response, Okuroglu turned away, momentarily exposing his back. Vosgrone attacked like a man possessed, sliding in his hook and eventually managing to roll Okuroglu onto the center of the cage, without the wall to defend against his second hook. It wouldn't lead to much on its own, as Vosgrone was quickly shucked off. What's perhaps most impressive about Vosgrone is both his diverse arsenal of attacks and his ability to pressure when utilizing them. As Vosgrone lost back control here, he attacked a leg lock, and as he lost the leg, he transitioned into another low single takedown. This fluidity is what makes a great grappler. Vosgrone may utilize his strength in everything he does, but it's never forcing a position. If he loses it, he's able to make split-second evaluations on what else is open to him, and he moves on that instead. From half guard, he immediately fished a Kimura, and as Okuroglu turned to shut it down, Vosgrone simply floated, as much as a man his size can float, onto his opponent's back. Vosgrone spent the rest of the round here, attacking cranks and squeezes that upset Okuroglu, but never quite managed to finish. We see it again in the second round, when Vosgrone used ground striking to make Okuroglu move. When he did, Vosgrone attacked his neck, and then repeated the cycle when his opponent conceded mount, this time with an arm triangle. This particular setup, bringing his opponent's hands up to set up the arm triangle, once he secured the position, it was just a matter of dismounting to Okuroglu's right and driving forward to land the tap. Vosgrone's next MMA bout would come a whole 3 years later, and by the time I've finished reading this sentence, he's already won. There's not a whole lot to say here, other than to highlight once again Vosgrone's ability to transition at a pace his opponent simply can't keep up with. Vosgrone would fight once again, not 2 months later. It's clear at this point he was giving his all to MMA. Once again, it's what we've come to expect from a Frederic Vosgrone fight. A cage double, top half guard, and leg entanglements. This time, it was the opponent who attacked Vosgrone's legs. This was a battle that Vosgrone was more than happy to engage in. We can see, once he's freed his own leg, that he looked first for his patented heel hook. As the opponent rolled out of it, Vosgrone moved to attack a knee bar, moving on top of his opponent's leg and hoping to extend it beneath him. After another scramble, Vosgrone was able to fish for his heel hook once again, unhook his man's legs, and jump on the finish. Vosgrone progressed to 3-0, facing zero real pushback thus far. Vosgrone's recent bout against Jorick Montagnac saw him face his first opponent with, at the very least, a clear game plan. Rather than backing up and letting Vosgrone impose his game, Montagnac did try to keep Vosgrone off of him with his footwork. He worked to evade the lumbering German, clearly outspeeding him. Montagnac also took time to confirm what we already suspected. Vosgrone can't really strike. He failed to land much of anything at all, whilst Montagnac showed some quite nice in-and-out footwork from southpaw, looking to hit and evade before Vosgrone can capitalize on the closed distance. When Vosgrone did manage to track his man down, his takedowns were defended pretty well. Montagnac kicked and turned away from the low single attempts, and managed to survive when Vosgrone did pick up a close knee bar attempt. With all that said, Vosgrone still took over the fight in a major way once he managed to get Montagnac down against the cage. What's notable about this fight, when looking at Vosgrone's evolution, is his willingness to use ground and pound. While it isn't especially vicious, Vosgrone was far freer with his hands than in previous fights. Here, he uses it as a double threat. Either Montagnac moves, which lets Vosgrone advance position, or he continues to get hit. Eventually, Vosgrone would work his way to a mounted arm triangle that Montagnac couldn't find his way out of. Vosgrone putting his man out cold without even having to dismount. That's a hell of a squeeze. Vosgrone is a breath of fresh air in a division with such low standards for grappling. Heavyweight's always been a power puncher's paradise, with decent grapplers few and far between, let alone one of Vosgrone's competency. But it's clear he's not there yet. Montagnac fought well early, and without any threats on the feet, it feels like sooner or later, Vosgrone is going to bump into somebody that can stop his takedowns. If that happens, it's hard to imagine Vosgrone having a good night. Thankfully for Vosgrone though, this might not happen for some time. At 4-0, he has plenty of opportunity to become a complete MMA fighter without abandoning what makes him so deadly to begin with. a shark in a division of unremarkable grappling, the future is certainly bright for Frederic Vosgrone.